Oh, this is one-on-one mano-a-mano stuff again, is it? Alright, well, that sounds good to me. Ah. Ooh, knocked him flying.
Any other takers? No, Mandalore. We will follow you.
I have no desire to spill any more Mandalorian blood today. Gather your clan and return to Dantooine. You have seen the last of your mercenary days.
Yes, Mandalore.
And off they topped. Ah, we've gained some influence with Mandalore finally. See if he has anything new to say.
Yeah, what do you want? I know Dantooine all too well. The Jedi had a secret enclave here. It wasn't secret enough. Sith forces attacked it during the war. It used to be a simple farm world. I don't know how it's changed since then. Now is there something else you needed?
No. So we've got him some extra recruits. Held up our end of the bargain, I suppose. I can't seem to remember too many other locations, but I think there were some Mandalorians on Nar Shaddaa in a little, like one of those little garage things in the docks area. That's the only other group of Mandalorians I can seem to remember. But we're not going to go specifically all the way to Nar Shaddaa just to recruit a few Mandalorians. It just, you know, just not going to happen. Just rather fortunate that we had to come here in the first place. Or, like I say, in the first place, we had to come here again. Otherwise we wouldn't have even recruited those for him. So we should be grateful. The state of this place, eh? Battered and bruised. Ah, that door wasn't open before, I'm guessing. Rebuilt Jedi Enclave. Rebuilt, eh?
It is different. It has been some time.
Wow, this is where I first started many, many moons ago. Eh? Back in the old KOTOR 1. I remember this place well. Kreia? Oh dear, she looks a bit peaky.
Forgive me, but I need to rest. Go on. The council awaits. I will remain here.
What's wrong?
I am tired. The journey has been a long one, and I need to center myself. Know that much may happen here, but above all, do not forget this. You may trust in me. We cradle each other's lives, and what threatens one of us threatens us both. And if you find you cannot trust me, trust in your training, trust in yourself. Never doubt what you have done. All your decisions have brought you to this point.
It has been some time since I walked on Dantooine, and I can still hear the dead. I hear them, just as I know you have slain Brooke and Kavar, and I know you have left me for last.
I never plan to kill you. Obviously, I have no choice. Are you prepared to die? Oh, maybe he is. Well, whatever must be, must be. I don't know how strong this character is, but like Master Kavar before him, I will initially try to beat him with good old-fashioned lightsaber. Dance! Child's play.
And so here lies all that remain of the Jedi. It is a powerful thing you have achieved here. You have brought death again to Dantooine.
Are you sure? That's all. That's all of them.
Your actions have crippled the Order, perhaps destroyed them.
But that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, are they all dead?
No. Perhaps. It is difficult to say. For every Jedi slain, for every Sith slain, another rises. But the Order is wounded, yes.
Good. Well, then I have had my revenge.
Oh, yes. Your hate has destroyed them. You should be proud of the blood you have spilled, the lives you have ended. But before enjoying this victory, there is something we must discuss first. I have done what I can to keep you from the Jedi and the Sith, but a critical moment approaches, and what you have done is not enough. Master Vrook, despite his faults, was right to come here. I had thought he might have recognized Dantooine for what it was, what had been done there. You are tied to places such as these, you know.
What do you mean?
The record of your trial hints at such things. It tells of ignorance. Master Vrook was unwilling to admit that the echo of Dantooine he felt was inside you as well. They admitted it as much in the council chamber after your trial, though they did not understand what it meant at first. They assumed it was a threat that they felt. From one perspective, they were correct. As much as you can form connections to others, such connections exist on the galactic scale as well. It is possible to hurt or sever those connections, to create places in the Force where it is difficult to center oneself, but that is the crudest form of manipulation. It is possible to affect those connections in other ways, by the slightest action. A seemingly minor choice, a small cruelty. The stronger your connection to life, to the Force, the stronger these echoes can be made, and the stronger they are felt. When heard, Force sensitives instinctively seek out the source, are drawn to it to try and form a connection. And when the connection is formed, both become stronger, and the influence between them grows.
So is that what's been happening with my companions?
Your companions, many are touched by the Force on some level, and in many ways they serve out of compulsion and because your connection influences them strongly. It was much like it was for you in the Mandalorian Wars, with many Jedi under your command. But this connection has other consequences. When the Source is wounded, the one on which others draw strength, then they are wounded as well. What one feels, the other feels. And when others die, the scream travels back to the Source.
Are you saying that's what I heard? During the last battle against the Mandalorians?
If they occur at the same time, or at the right time, these screams will build upon each other until it is the only sound you can hear. And the deaths of many will cause the screams to build until their pain becomes yours, and you die as well. And that is why during the Mandalorian Wars, you lost your connection to the Force. It was that final battle, the deaths of so many Jedi, that caused you to lose your connection. It caused the wound that you feel now. It caused pain in the Force, an emptiness, a wound that is yet to heal. But it does not end there. If it did, then perhaps the threat that we face would be more manageable. This pain I describe, the echo of these acts, is true of planets as well. Tremendous loss of life on a planetary scale can also cast echoes, create a scream, a wound in the Force that can travel across the galaxy. It can be felt by Force sensitives, and it can influence them, whether they realize it or not. If enough of these echoes are allowed to build in the Force uncontrolled, the consequences could be disastrous. The connections of all life would be affected.
So assuming I believe this, what would happen?
As I have said, screams and their echoes can overlap, build in strength, and if timed correctly they will build on each other. The scream will grow, and anything that can hear this scream shall be deafened or killed.
I'm beginning to see here. Now, how can anyone create, let alone control, such a thing?
With difficulty. And controlling it, well, I do not believe such a thing is possible once it has begun. But in order for this to work, all of them must be timed correctly, must be carefully orchestrated and controlled, from the greatest to the smallest of echoes, even the ones that come from a lone exile echoing across the galaxy. And when that exile forms connections to others as you do, the danger becomes apparent. The echo continues to grow, to travel.
Kavar said I formed bonds easily. Connections to all life. Is that what you mean?
Yes, he is correct. You form such bonds easily. The why of it is not important now. All that is important is that you understand that your actions affect others strongly. Anyone can do such things, since life is connected by the Force. Sometimes the connections are faint, but in your case, they are very strong. You instinctively know how to manipulate such connections, to influence others. You have seen it mirrored in those who travel with you. You give others strength to act, but it is also possible to draw upon the strength of others, to increase your own. It is similar to drawing upon the Force as Jedi do, but when it is touched by the power of the dark side, it is something else, something deadly. These Sith we face, they have learned how to do this. It is a technique that has been lost for some time, not seen in the days since the ancient Sith. They can use it to consume other Force sensitives, and at the highest pinnacle of power, use it to consume anything that lives. The blind seer. Her master has harnessed this technique, and he is rapidly approaching the height of its power. I fear he may even rival some of the ancient Sith. He is already more of a force than a living thing, a hole in the Force that threatens to draw everything into it. And the teaching must die with him, or else all life will be placed in jeopardy. The destruction of the Order, the Masters, it was not an end in itself. I did not expect them to still live. Their presence was knowledge I did not possess. But now this has been corrected, and now the sides of this conflict are as I had thought them to be. There are no more unknowns. But this moment is all that really matters. It was never my wish that you find the Masters, only find yourself, although I did not expect them to still live. I had hoped you would learn something from the Jedi Masters as they fell before you. Not just of battle, but of yourself, and the Force.
Well, I have learned some things, I believe. I've certainly learned strength and how to use it.
I must know if killing them, if revenge brought you any measure of satisfaction, if seeing them dead has settled the disquiet within you.
Why? Why do you wish to know this?
Because it matters to me, in a way that never mattered to the Jedi, to the Council when they cast you out. You must understand, I did not wish the Jedi dead. Defeated, perhaps. I merely wished them to see that they and their teachings were wrong, that one could not truly understand the Force simply by adhering to the Jedi Code. All I have ever trained have been failures to them. Students who went to fight the Mandalorians, who fell to the dark side, who abandoned their training. To see one that had the strength to best them, that is a moment I will not forget. Yet, it has not been as satisfying as I had hoped. To best one in battle is one thing. To defeat them without striking a blow, that was my hope. Regardless, it had to be done. To have such powerful Jedi still live, still be felt in the Force, even on such worlds as they had chosen, was a threat that had to be ended.
A threat? What do you mean?
Let us return to my question. If by killing these Jedi, if you achieved any measure of peace...
No. There is one more left. And she was the one that I remember most vividly, speaking out against me. Atris.
It was as I thought. You have failed me, completely and utterly. I have taught you to hear the Force again, shown you the contrast, and yet still you do not understand. This is what you have wrought. Countless murderers, slayers, assassins, born of war that has, as always, taught the wrong lesson. You showed them life without the Force, and instead of showing them truth, power, all you showed them was how the galaxy may die. You are responsible for all of this. Even now, events spiral towards destruction, and there is nothing that can be done because you refuse to listen, to understand. You have seen the effects you have on those close to you, heard the echoes scream across dead planets, and watched as your strength has grown. Yet it is for nothing. To have the Jedi Masters brought low by such a failure, there is no victory in that. You have not heard a thing I have taught, and for all I have said, you have never learned to listen.
Holy cat!
There. Do you feel that, exile? It cuts through your defenses, as unprepared for such an attack as you are. Let that pain be a lesson, and a reminder of what you have forgotten.
You were my last hope. The only one who could change what is to come. And now you have left me nothing.
I shall teach you no longer. Our bond remains, but that is all. This place will hide you from the Sith for a time. Enough to do what must be done. Stay here and die, apprentice, among the wreckage of all that remains of the Jedi. It is a fitting grave until the Sith come to end you, to end everything.
What the hell?
It is done. She is no more. Take me to Atris. She will have the strength to do what the Council cannot. You have taught them to bond with others, and then feed on others through that bond. What you have brought is the death of all who can feel the Force. It is your gift to the galaxy, exile. And unless you hear it, and silence the echo you have caused, then every living thing everywhere that is touched by the Force will die.
If I lose her, it will be my failing. It is the failing of the Jedi who followed Revan. It is a failing of their teaching.
Soon your ship will come, my master. I will bring her before you, but I will not let you have her. Soon your ship shall come from that which made you.
I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. I have destroyed planets for you, General. But now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy, I need to do this, or I will die inside. like I died at Malachor 5.
Force Crush. What the hell was that all about? Damn her and her flaming words of bloody wisdom. Can't understand half of them. Right, Force Crush. What the hell is that when it's at home? Telekinetically crush an opponent. The victim suffers 1 to 10 points of damage to vitality per each of the attacking character's levels. Bypasses most defenses. Wow, this sounds pretty awesome. Now, what's this journal entry? Kreia told me that there's a great power coming from a cave on Korriban. Oh. That's that's from ages ago. What do I do? Master is dead, drained of life. His body is worse than lifeless, like an absence in the Force. I wonder if I picked the wrong answers when I was speaking to her. I seemed to pick one that really ticked her off. It was the Atris comment that seemed to twist her. You're a failure. Good grief. And now she's off to Atris all of a sudden. Can't weigh it up. So I assume the next port of call is to head back to my ship. Minus Kreia. Atten's done a bunk somewhere. Where's he run off to? Not a clue. Right, let's see if we can get back to our ship and find out what the hell's going on. Oh, whoa, she's off like the clappers here. Atten? What's happened here?
She's gone. The handmaidens came for her. They know who she is now.
You didn't stop them?
I couldn't stop them. I wasn't conscious at the time. I don't even know if I could have stopped them.
Where are they taking her?
They'll take her to Tilos, and Atris will do what she'll do with anyone she thinks is a Sith.
Sith?
Are you surprised? All that talk of hatred, manipulation, and standing on your own 2 feet? Sorry, you don't get any more Sith than that. Still, if we were all judged by who we were in the past, I don't think you'd understand who we are now.
Right. Well, looks like we're going to Tilos then.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Is something wrong? You look troubled. I can feel it.
Can you?
That is an odd answer. What did you mean by it?
I'm asking you a question. Why are you following me?
I follow you. Feel as I do because it is my choice. I believe in what we are doing, what you are doing. I'm here because I choose to be.
But how do you know?
I simply do. There is nothing I can show you as proof, except give you my word. Something happened within the Enclave. What is it?
Nosy Parker. I think she's feeling a bit overwhelmed, though. Maybe she wants to get it off her chest. So we learn that I form connections through the Force, and that is why others follow me to their death. Maybe not quite that answer. That I was a wound in the Force. That as long as I live, that wound will never heal. It's kind of morbid. All the deaths I cause of Malachor might cause the death of the Force. Everyone around me. Or just simply, I don't want to talk about it. Well, considering we don't... this is awkward. I don't think she would want to talk about it with this guy. But... now that Kreia's gone, and she was the one with all the bloody answers anyway, he's probably the next best bet. I think I'm going to go with this one.
Then they do not understand you. That is the danger of being a Jedi. When one separates themselves from others, chooses to lead a life of isolation, denying what makes them a feeling being, it is easy to make such judgments. And such judgments, I believe, are made in ignorance. There is no danger in what you represent, other than your humanity. You change others, but I do not believe it is due to the Force. I believe it is because you are a natural leader, and because you feel connected to the people around you. Where they look at you and see the death of the Force, I look at you and see hope for all life. And that perhaps a life lived without the Force is not the punishment it is believed to be. I will understand if you feel you must go alone. I ask that you do not. Instead, take strength from your connections to others. Do not forsake them, as you did in exile. There are others who need to know you. Tilos needs you. The planet and all its people are in danger if we do not stop the Sith now. Then the Republic will fall. Admiral Onasi, I have found the exile, and that which hunts the Jedi. The Sith will attack Tilos. They believe many Jedi lie hidden on its surface. We are going there now to aid them. Mikal out.
Who is there? Who I am is not the question.
I am Atris, Jedi Master. The last historian of the Jedi. The last of the Jedi.
Those are titles, words you cling to as the darkness falls around you. It is not the first time we have met, Atris. I was here before.
With the exile?
Yes, I was here both times when the exile was brought before you.
Who are you?
I was the one who asked...
You seem familiar to me. You are that which has attacked the Jedi. You are Sith.
Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. Know that there was once a Darth Kreia, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and found a new purpose. But there must always be a Darth Kreia, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. You have bathed in the knowledge of the Sith, but there is not enough truth in such teachings. But it will be a step for you. You have gathered Sith holocrons, Sith teachings from across the galaxy. It is why you have chosen servants who cannot feel the Force. And most importantly, they cannot feel what you have become.
I have sought to preserve the Jedi Order, and I have gathered all that I know of the Sith to this place, so I might find them and stop them.
I had wondered if any of these holocrons had survived Dantooine. You have taken relics from one destroyed planet to the devastation of another.
It was always intended for the Jedi to retreat to Tilos should Dantooine be attacked, taking all their lore with them. We could not allow the tragedy at Ossus to happen again.
Such an act marked Tilos for destruction. It is why the Sith came here, though the fleet commanders did not know why. It is why Revan ordered its destruction to mark the beginning of the Jedi's civil war. It was a message that there would be no place for the Jedi to retreat, to hide. I would not be surprised if Revan left other gifts beneath the surface of the planet. Much can be buried beneath graveyards that will never be found.
When the Sith attacked, I felt Tilos die. Turbo lasers fell like lightning upon the landscape, as they did on Dantooine. So many died. So many voices, screaming in pain.
Yes, such acts leave their mark on the galaxy. Their cries travel far, though few can hear them.
How did it happen?
Search your heart. It was never battle that called to you, never battle that caused you to fall. Alacor 5 has touched many things, and it casts its echoes still.
Why did she betray me?
You betrayed yourself. Do not blame the exile. And unlike you and I, there is still a chance that one may be saved. The one that you cast out.
Where is the exile? I had thought...
Oh, she will come, but it will be too late to save either of us. It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it. Your mistress awaits. She has much to share with you.
Good grief, this is information overload right here. So, here we are on Tilos' surface once again, about to head into the entrance chamber, meeting chamber, Atrus's meditation chamber. A chamber of such. One of those chambers, and once there we may find answers or much more of Kreia's ramblings, who knows. So I'm going to pause it here. I've been going for long enough this session, and I need to get my head around what the hell all this jibber jabber's been about by rewatching and trying to comprehend what's been said. And so join me next time when we shall delve inside one of the chambers and find out what's going to happen next.